All right. Who's ready for the Dragon Ball cast panel? Awesome. I see some cosplayers out there. I'm cosplaying the Ox King, if you could tell by my face. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to introduce my amazing panelists, cast of panelists. Starting off with, you know him as Goku. We have Sean Schemmel. Where's Sean at? Cheer again as soon as he comes out.
Sorry.
There we go, Sean Schemmel.
How you doing? Thank you. Hi, guys. Thank you.
All right, so you know him as Adult Trunks. Can we get Eric Vale? All right. You know him as Adult Gohan. He's also the narrator, the current narrator. He's also the Ox King, so, you know, hey. Can we get Kyle Hebert?
I tend to be too loquacious, but I've been trying hard to not say that much.
You know her as Bulma. Can we get Monica Rial?
Hi, Monica.
All right. He is the voice of Frieza. Can we get Damon Mills? We also have Raditz himself. Can we get Justin Cook? And last, but certainly not least, he is the voice of Cell. Can we get Damian Clark?
Where's Chris?
No, he's on the microphone.
Hello, people of Earth.
Yeah. Can we get a huge round of applause for the cast of Dragon Ball, please?
Sans Vegeta.
Such a pretty banner.
Cute.
All right, I have one very important question for everyone. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome.
Great to see everyone here in Pasadena.
Yeah, Pasadena is it's a good con, right? I
It's
like.
fantastic.
Awesome. Give me greets. It's a good con, right? Yeah. All right. So, is your mic on?
No, I was just taking it off the thing.
I was making sure. I want to make sure Sean's taken care of. Awesome. So, everyone knows your voices. They may not know your face, and I know I did my best to kind of give people a quick look at some of the voices you play, but can you remind the people which characters you voice in the Dragon Ball franchise? Because I know some of you have quite a few voices under your belt. You can start, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm starting. Hi. Sorry. I voice Goku and King Kai and occasionally Nail when he's around. So in the last game he was, so that was cool. Yes, those are the three characters I do. Eric?
Nice.
Trunks and the tournament announcer.
Woo!
Older Gohan, the narrator, Ox King, West Kai, Pycon, and a couple others.
Just a couple.
A lot. I am Bulma, and I'm also Yogengyo, who is a little fish that lives in Whis' giant staff.
I forgot about that one. Yes. I voice Frieza, and I also voice Monaka, the little
I'm a big
guy.
Monaka fan.
Yeah,
I really am.
I love Monaka. He's great. He has no powers whatsoever. It's my favorite.
Hello. I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, Planet Earth. I do Cell. All the three of them. Who else? Gohan, much better than Kyle, by the way. He doesn't think so, but whatever. No, I do Future Gohan, and then Paragus, and then, what else? Selfka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I play Goku's lesser brother, Raditz, and yeah, never misses leg day. And then let's see, Super Boo, Dende when he's a teenager, and then all of the little junior cells.
Yeah, why did you do that? Because the only one you're like, screw Davey on this one.
I didn't say that.
Whenever I can't do it, Justin does. Or when Justin doesn't want to do it is actually more accurate, I think.
That's awesome. So, yeah, that is just quite a list of characters. I'm sure there's a whole encyclopedia just of all the characters you voice. But speaking of voicing different characters, actually, before I jump into my first question, this is also a Q&A from you guys as well. So at one point, I will open up the floor. There should be a microphone around here somewhere. Where's Siora at? Over here, wave your hand. You're gonna go up to him, let him know what question you want to ask, and he'll, vet it, make sure it's respectful, make sure it's, make it a good question, make it worth it. And then after that, you get to ask your question as well. But I get first dibs because I'm on stage, so. All right. So my first question is, this is a question for everybody on here. With the recent release of Sparking Zero, yeah, is anyone who's playing Sparking Zero? It's a good one. It's a good one. I had to peel myself away from my console to be here today. So obviously there is a difference between voicing for the anime and voicing for a video game. So what's the difference just in terms of on a technical standpoint? And two, are there any unique challenges that you might face doing so? Or are there any advantages that you like? Anyone could start.
I think the director of the game should start.
Oh, that was like 10?
That was like 10 questions.
Oh, good.
Dude.
So for question one of what? What is this game?
Sparking Zero.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Now.
Yeah, so when we're doing the anime, we are seeing a visual for most of the time, and we are matching to picture, the mouth flaps, as we call them. And we have a lot more context and visual cues of the characters. Whereas with the video games, oftentimes we're working off just a spreadsheet, and we don't have much idea of what's going on aside from the context clues of the script or the notes that they provide us from the client, or Japanese audio that we are using as a reference for timing or context. So that provides a little bit more challenge to kind of get scene flow correct, especially because we all record by ourselves. I think I directed at least all y'all in this game at some point.
Damon directs a lot of this, if not
now
all of
I
this
do,
stuff.
yeah. On the video games, yes.
Not very well, I might add.
No, I'm pretty awful. I'm just like, I'm just like, do it again.
This is Damon directing. All right, next line is Cell again.
And then Cell has...
I don't know, he's mad about something, I think. Go ahead. I'm kidding, Damon's an amazing director, we love him.
You're just saying that.
No, it's true.
But, what was the next question?
Well, it's like the unique challenges we face, and and this is why I asked you to take the question first, because some of those unique challenges would have made the game worse, and you were so particular about pushing back and fixing things that... Because we kind of know our version of the show in some ways better than the parent company does, because for example, they're not always keeping track of the fact that I changed the voice slightly for 7 different versions of Goku.
Right.
And so we as, the American crew have to determine that. And so sometimes voice files get dropped like for example, I saw a trailer go out and it had my non-Super Saiyan 4 voice in one little tiny part, which happens on video games sometimes because of all the moving parts, and they're localizing it in 14 different languages or more or something like that. So it's an extraordinary amount of data to keep track of, and he had to keep track of it for our version of the game. And I was in the studio probably every week, all week last year. At least about 32 hours a month I was recording almost every month.
You were recording with me a lot.
And you were just on it, giving me all the references I need, all the stuff I need to make sure I keep consistent with voices. And voices I'd done, versions of Goku I'd done 25 years ago that were slightly different, that we were trying to keep the same. Everything was just, so that's a much more monumental process than dubbing a show, which actually is easier.
It's easier because you can see the character, and especially because sometimes they will use certain voice clips and allocate them to the other areas. My main goal with this one, because I knew this game would be pretty huge, is that I wanted to get a lot of the voices consistent across the various forms and the filters that are applied throughout the characters and all that. So a lot of that is just keeping it consistent and making sure it gets implemented correctly.
I also didn't realize that Eric and I were having a hair growing out contest, right?
Aw, cute.
I think he's winning, but I'm in desperate need of hair.
Can you, Eric? Can you put in a ponytail
Wild man
yet?
look.
What?
Can you put in a ponytail yet? Like a ponytail?
Have you done that?
Yeah. Period. Good.
I loved you in The Big Lebowski, by the way,
Brought
Eric.
a rubber band.
That's awesome. So this question is just, again, for everybody who wants to answer, but I would like for everyone to answer just because obviously this show has been going on for a very long time, and it's easy to forget all the lines that you've ever recorded ever. But with that said, are there any lines that you've performed that have stuck out to you, whether in a good way or a bad way, or it was just memorable for whatever reason?
Can you think of one?
I love the emotional complexity of, that's always a good classic.
I really love how in Superheroes they've given Bulma kind of more of a comedic turn. I'm really digging the side of her, but my favorite line from that movie was, "I brought all the world's mightiest heroes and Krillin."
That might be the best line in the whole damn show. If you really think about it deeply, like that's it.
What did Krillin do? Poor guy.
I love him. Sometimes.
I mean, I tend to like things that were originally outtakes, like I forgot my tractor, which I would just kind of threw away as I was reading, as I was following the video, and they kept it.
Hilarious.
And I do like the epic moments, and there are some moments that, are a little embarrassing, I guess. I go back in my early work, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't really I'd probably do that way differently now. Everybody gets better as time goes on. And transforming Super Saiyan for the first time was really a special day. That was a unique day for me, just as an actor and as a person, because I didn't even know if I could do that. And so that was a really, really exciting day to have that happen, because they didn't know if I could even scream like that, and they didn't know I was going Super Saiyan that day. They were just like right in the moment, like everything was breakneck. And I was like, oh, okay. And then after that happened, there was something that happened for me in terms of really connecting with the character that was transformative for me, I guess, for that day, for that Super Saiyan day. That was special, yeah.
I like calling people monkeys.
I think as time have gone on, like you and I would work together too, as time has gone on. So I don't know. It's like he'll have his evil moments and stuff, but then all of a sudden he'll just call someone a stupid idiot, or we'll tack it on to the end of a sentence, like dumb, or you're dumb, I'm smart, and then he'll just murder the person, or whatever. But I think we try to make him kind of fun now and again.
I think it's super funny. What I think it is too, it's like Frieza cells and Goku cells rubbing up against each other, and so he's trying to be smart, but then Goku cells keep getting in the way. Or Vegeta's meanness.
I would be so much more
all bad.
I would be so much more perfect if I didn't have you in me. Interpret that as you will.
He's just like a giant troll. He's like a bully from high school. Yeah, it's great.
I just wish they had let you write in that the way you play the Cell when you're just goofing around with like taunting bully, like I'm better, you're worse. Like I wish you could have just.
Well, he's like the kind of guy too. Like when he knocks you down, he's like, "How's that feel? You like that?" No, I don't.
I could easily see him saying "womp womp," or something. Krillin's dead, womp womp, or whatever.
It's like, I know, like we both taunt the characters, but I do it in like, oh, a simpering way. It's too hard for you, and then you're just like, you're stupid.
Nice shoes, loser.
Did you pass your SATs?
Oh, we have fun.
Yeah.
Just the amount of talent up here is insane. I'm just seeing all these voices. I want to close my eyes and it's like I'm watching the show. But on to my next question. So in Dragon Ball and just voice acting as a whole, especially when you're voice acting for anime, regardless of the show, there's often a lot of screaming. A lot of screaming. So how do you take care of your voice so you could still continue to do your job?
I'm looking for advice, you know?
I am going to be a commercial right now. I do not get paid by this company, but it has changed my life. There's a thing called a vocal mist, and it's a personal nebulizer that you can travel with, and I take to the conventions with me. And all it is a little machine that kind of pushes air back to the back of your throat. Because a lot of people assume like, oh, I drink a bunch of water, my throat will be fine. But actually when you drink water, you have to be super hydrated in order for it to actually reach your cords. So what this does is hydrates your cords by putting that moisture directly on them. A lot of singers use them, and that's actually how I found it from a friend that was a singer, and it is a game changer. It really is fantastic. So vocal mist.
Anytime I've done like blown out my voice, I usually use like some sort of mist thing or humidifier to kind of help rejuvenate my cords.
I like a CPAP machine in the booth, personally.
People think it's weird, but you know what? I'm an artist, so.
I have mixed feelings about machines like that. I think that that's actually a good thing, and I do think the science is sound. I don't use any of that sort of thing, only from classical music training where you figure out that if you have something like that, and this is where you gotta be careful. If you have something like that, like a lot of guys were using like Carmex on their lips for brass playing. Problem is, you get used to it, you get used to playing that way, you forget your Carmex, or you don't have it, or you've got another thing. So while I would be open to a device like that, and I have used some of the Chinese herbs sometimes, there's this one syrupy stuff that's really good. That one, yes, that's the one. I tend to focus on proper vocal technique in the booth and a lot of water in the booth, so I'm always monitoring real hot, because if you don't monitor loud enough, you'll strain your voice real bad. And so I'll monitor really loudly. I also have them build a headphone mix with a compressor so that if I scream real loud, it doesn't fry out the cans, the compressor kicks in. And it'll do that, and a lot of breath support, and then also paying attention to the type of pain you have, and be willing to call a session even if they want you to continue because you're trying to protect your vocal cords. I'll just call the session. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not destroying this, and they're usually cool about it. Some in the past, I could, some other directors might be like, well, you do a few more lines. I'm like, no, I'd like to be able to work tomorrow. So. You just knowing the pain, proper vocal technique, proper breath support. Oftentimes, if I'm doing a screaming session, my diaphragmatic muscles are more sore than my actual vocal cords because I'm working a giant bellows of air as much as possible for all that breath support, for all that screaming. It's just why, and I'm a trained brass player and a vocalist, so I took a lot of that vocal breathing training to that. However, I've never heard of that device, and I will admit it does sound intriguing. I would just get worried about being too connected to it psychologically. Oh, I didn't do my thing last night. Will I be okay in the session? That sort of thing. You got to be really careful about the psychology of those things. But if it's working, use it.
That, and I also travel, like when you travel to hotels and airplanes are very drying, so I carry a humidifier.
I can see for travel especially to recover before you go to a con. Go back to work after a convention. Yeah.
All right, there you have it. That is your piece of voice acting advice for the panel. I don't want to hear about how can I get into voice acting during the Q&A, all right? That was your advice. With that said, no, I do have one last question before we go into the audience question. So as I ask this question as the answer, you guys can start lining up. CR? Yeah, you're up, buddy. All right, so start lining up at the microphone. Follow CR. Have your questions ready. But one thing I want to ask before we do that, do any of you have any stories you would like to share? They could be funny, they could be inspirational. Maybe we've heard it a million times, you just don't like telling it, so.
Oh, can I just go ahead and say, yeah, we've seen Team 4 Stars, so is that half the line? That's probably half the line. Yeah, there they go.
Off the top of my head.
For what?
Any stories you'd like to tell? Any favorite stories you want to tell? Just in your career as a voice actor, maybe a funny con story, or in your travels, just any story you'd like to share.
I feel like something happened recently, and I'm trying to remember it.
Okay.
It's not that I don't have a bajillion stories, but I swear at a con recently.
We hung out and had a beautiful fucking evening.
Trying to think of story. Most of us are over 50, so our memories are shit. I'm turning 56 this month, you guys, so I don't remember anything these days. I kind of like it.
Yeah, in short, we like to party.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't remember. So.
Okay, absolutely no worries. I just figured to give you the opportunity. So with that said, CRA, do we have any questions lined up? We're good? All right, hey friend, what's your name and what is your question?
All right, my name is Manny.
Hi, Maddie.
Hello to all of you. You guys are a big part of my childhood.
Thank
I
you.
look up to every single one of you. My question is for Sean.
Cool.
When it comes to voicing Gogeta and Vegito, what's the process? What is it like? Do one of you lead off, or do you guys have someone else?
No, there's no someone else. It evolved. Well, no, there's no stunt voice actors on any of the stuff I do, or any stuff we do on Dragon Ball. We developed a process a long time ago that's kind of evolved, and it was just something we decided that if Gogeta was up, I would record first, and if Vegeta was up, Chris would record first, just assuming that the name meant there was some sort of dominance of one character or the other, right, in terms of the character design. And I originally just would do my own Goku voice as normal, and then Chris would come in behind me and copy for Gogeta, and then they'd slide them underneath each other in Pro Tools and use a program called VocalLine to make them tight. But we discovered over time, Chris is a bass, and I'm a baritone, and I tend to get really very vocally high in some of the peaks and valleys. And he tells me one day, he's like, Sean, you can't just go da 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 da. You can't be way up there anymore because I can't reach it. So now what we figured out is like, since they're Gogeta and Vegito, you'll hear it now. If I'm doing Gogeta, I will use less wide inflections, and then I will also use a little bit of Vegeta accent, just a little bit, and then he will loosen it so where they kind of come together and be more synergized. Because we found out that really when they're doing the same inflections and it's like that, it really sounds the best and it actually works the best. And Vegito, we do the same thing. There's some digital aspects to it with VocalLine and Pro Tools, but and there's some changes I make for Chris, and then it's done. But it's turned out really great. I think it's really fun. I love playing Gogeta, especially in the Broly movie. That was really great. That was one of my favorite moments.
Yep.
I hope that's helpful.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I give Eric something to look forward to with Gotenks.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
This one's also for Sean. I was wondering.
See you guys later. Have a great panel. It's the Sean Schimmel panel. Starring Cell with sidekick Cell. No.
Oh, he left. Oh.
Yes. Sorry.
So my question is, which fusion do you prefer?
Well, I wasn't even into fusion until the Broly movie. Then I thought the Gogeta character design was so dope, I had to go. So I'm, of course, biased toward Gogeta, and the Broly movie is my favorite. I think it's just so sick. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
If you say this question is also for Sean, I'm going to leave.
Don't you
No, I'm kidding.
It is.
More Goku questions.
It's if you are happy that you get a break in the new one where you guys turn into like little kids for like voicing.
Well, I got a break in the last movie also, because I only had about 15 minutes of screen time, which was fine with me, because I was like, yeah, let's let everybody else do all the screaming for once. Not that they don't regularly. I think everybody screams probably as much as I do, who's on this panel. I think pretty much everybody does. I don't know that I do more than anybody else. It is fun to kind of, I am embracing this. I think the whole cast can, where, especially me and Chris, where we're embracing this idea that, Goku and Vegeta themselves are older, and there are some new characters. In this case, they're being shrunken. So it is fun to kind of see the whole thing, like show up, be Goku, you get shrunken, take a break, let the kids have fun, show up at the end, hopefully. I think I come back at the end. I haven't seen the script yet, but I think Goku gets big at the end. And then, say, whatever. And so I think it's really fun. It was really fun to let Kyle just have a really incredible moments, many moments in the last film where Kyle had to really carry a lot of the show with Chris. It was the Chris and Kyle show last time, and it was spectacular. I'm a big Teen Gohan fan, so I love the Super Saiyans. Like, I think that is one of my favorite Kyle lines. I really love that. So, yeah, it's nice. Here's what I'll say about this. I've said this a couple times. I knew a lot of people groaned when they were like, oh, they're kids again. Well, let me tell you something I've noticed consistently about the genius of Akira Toriyama. He will take an old idea and make it fresh again. Because when Resurrection F came out, I was like, oh, they're not gonna bring out a new villain? And then it was awesome. And then they brought back Cell for Superhero, and it was awesome. And so I trust that Dragon Ball Daima is just gonna be spectacular because of Akira Toriyama's magic. Even though they've already kind of done this thing with shrinking the kids in Dragon Ball GT, I still think that, or they shrunk Goku actually, but they're shrinking everybody. And so I do think it's going to be a wonderful, delightful show. I have not seen anything past the episode I've done, so I haven't watched the rest of it. But I do 100% believe that it's going to be absolute magic because it was his last special thing before we lost him. So I hope you'll enjoy it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, big fan, Goku. You know, you mean the world to me.
Thank you.
You know, Cell, like, oh, you guys are just huge. I got you guys tatted all over my arm. You know,
Ooh.
big fans. Big Goku right here. You know,
Yes.
just right there. My question is, especially to Goku, how often do you think about the impact you have on people's lives, and what do you think about the impact your voice has on a lot of the world?
Well, my problem is I'm a little bit of a hyper nerd, and I tend to think about things too much, as my friends will tell you. And so early on in my career, in like 2002 or 3, I remember I had walked in, I think it was maybe even 2001, I'd walked into a Target, and they were playing Goku, the Dragon Ball, a bunch of TVs, and my voice was booming through and I was just shaking with fear. And I called another nerdy intellectual friend of mine. I was like, I can't believe these kids, they love this show so much. And as their brains are forming, their neurosynaptic pathways are being fused with the vibrations of our voices. And then my heart started racing really badly. And I'm like, and it just felt like overwhelming that you would have that much, because I know how much cartoons influence me. And I also know how malleable and impressionable kids are. So to have that responsibility of affecting somebody was really profoundly, I was aware of this in 2002. But what was really shocking to me, and both me and Chris, and I think the rest of the cast here can agree, in the last, especially since Twitter blew up like 10, 15 years ago, when the internet really started blowing up, and I started walking down the street and getting recognized, and I'm not an on-camera actor, like all the time at TSA, on the way here I got recognized, like everywhere. I went to my hotel. It is weird as a voice actor because of the internet to do that. And so it's an extraordinarily gratifying thing as an artist to have somebody, feel that way about your work and to emotionally affect somebody that way. And all the really serious stories I hear about people losing loved ones, beating bullies, working out, losing 300 pounds and becoming cut, all kinds of stuff that I hear. And they say, I'm playing your voice in my head. I'm playing your voice. I was there when my dad died. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm really the small part of this, but I'm honored you want me to. You know what I mean? It's a weird, vicarious thing to be in, but the most gratifying thing to me as an artist and as an actor for a show like this. And it's what I always wanted when I started becoming a voice actor, is to be able to not necessarily have that effect, but to have a longevity like that. So the fact that it's going on, this is my 25th year on the show, and all of us are still here, is just, a lot of casts don't get to do that. So, and I couldn't be with a better group of actors and a better group of people on this cast. Really, honestly. It's a dream of my life.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the question.
Now my daughter got a question.
Hi.
Hi.
I love your show, and you guys pretty much raised me, so.
Where are your parents? What the hell? No, I'm kidding.
Is that why you're wearing an ankle monitor?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
My question is, how many times a week do you do your guys' voices with your family for fun?
How many times a week?
Family?
15, precisely. No, what?
Okay, well, Eric and I remember, I'm gonna go back in time, Eric. Remember when we visited my sister in Seattle and my nephews were there? And this is like the only time I can ever think that I've ever done like a voice outside of the booth. But Eric and I were there, and my nephews were young, and Dragon Ball Z was kind of becoming a thing. Anyway, they were kind of moderately impressed that we were in that show. And then we did that whole song and dance with Trunks and Cell, and they were like, yeah, it's better on the TV. And we were like, okay, that was horrible. That was awful.
Aw.
It's better on the TV.
Humbling.
I want a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Who else has answers?
I haven't done it for anybody.
I know. My family and I, like, we all are very silly. I come from a very silly family, and we all do voices constantly.
For sure, yeah.
But not any particular voice. It's usually just as ridiculous as you can get.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
It's probably where a lot of my voices have come from, honestly.
Silliness.
Oh, wait, I didn't answer the question. How many times a week? I will say I called Justin Cook the other day when I was streaming Sparking Zero. I streamed it the other day. And I called him and left a message, and he called me back in character, right, Justin? He called me back in character, and I put the speaker up there, and was in fact, he will Raditz me more than I will Goku him when he calls me. He'll go, "Hello, brother." And I'm like, "Hey, Justin, how's it going? I'm not doing this today." "Yes, you are. We're having fun, aren't we?" And I'm like, "Okay, yes, we're having fun now." And I love it when he does it. But he's more into it than I am, but I play along.
Didn't I send you like voice memos? Well, whatever. Sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, do another take, monkey."
Oh yeah, he'll direct me as Frieza sometimes.
Like again.
I think I did send. What did I sent like a voice memo to you, and I was arguing with you and your King Kai.
Did I send you a voice memo as King Kai?
Yeah.
Did I send you something funny?
Yeah, you were trying to fight Frieza, and I was like, no.
Frieza!
I forgot what I sent you.
All right, chubby boy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question.
Love you. Thank you. Whoever that was, thank you.
Yeah, there'll be no talking to him for the rest of the day, so thanks.
Oh, I thought you said love you, Sean.
Hello. Hi, Sean. This question is...
there are other actors on this panel.
Oh, no, I know. This question is actually for everyone but
Oh, good.
you. It's for everyone but you.
Thank you.
So the One Piece just got a live-action show. If you guys could choose who would play your character in a live-action show, who would it be? Let's start from the right.
Who would be Dragon Ball? In Dragon Ball?
Yeah, if they did a Dragon Ball live-action show...
Whoever the cast be.
On Netflix.
That was actually good? Sorry. Did I say that?
What now?
Be in a live-action Dragon Ball show.
Who would you want to play your character
Who would be
in a
Cell?
live-action
Well, I
Dragon
think
Ball?
Goku would be Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum?
Right, he'd be good, don't you think?
Channing Tatum?
He would be, I can't think of anyone, aside from yourself, of course, Sean.
No. I was just thinking about
Channing Tatum.
I was just casting him right. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was just wondering. I was trying to picture Channing
Like if
Tatum
they're going to
as Goku.
stunt cast it.
I was trying to picture it.
Who are they
They got to get the hair right because they didn't on Evolution.
Well, I'm assuming they use a wig.
Grown.
Just a guess.
How did I throw the question to Justin Cook and it still went to Sean?
Sorry.
Justin, who would play your character in a live-action Dragon Ball show, you think?
I have no idea, but I like the idea. Who are the two stars for 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump? Because you're going to bring Tatum and then
Jonah Hill.
Raditz might be fun.
Yeah, that would be great. I think Renee Zellweger for Cell. Definitely. That's a no-brainer, I think.
Who would you say?
Renee Zellweger.
Who would play Frieza? Well, maybe Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how great she'd be at Bulma, but she's a fantastic actress, and I assume she can do everything. So Kate Blanchett.
Yes, I love her.
He's too old, but I still think it'd be funny to see Will Ferrell do Gohan.
Timothy Chalamet.
It's funny that you mentioned Timothy. Are you for Goku or Trunks? For Trunks? Okay. So the reason funny you mentioned Timothy Chalamet because I watched the Dune movie the other day, and it was all right. You know, I have mixed feelings about it, but it was generally very good. And it's the second part, and Timothy Chalamet does his big speech, and that's when it got my attention. I'm like, did he just channel some "I am the hope of the universe" speech there? Because I felt the vibe of how I felt when I was doing that speech, and I was like, I don't know that he was referencing Dragon Ball at all, but it certainly got my attention from a Goku-esque speech type of.
So also Chalamet?
Well, he doesn't look right, but yeah, not for Goku because he doesn't physically embody Goku the way I would picture him. But he'd probably do it as an actor on camera with the hair, especially. You know, I haven't really thought about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Good question.
Good question.
Thank you.
yeah, it's a good question though.
Now I'm trying to think of who would play Goku.
Hi, if you gather all 7 Dragon Balls, summon Shenron, and make any wish, what would it be?
Us personally or our characters?
You, personally, if the Dragon Balls were real.
I would give myself instant transmission. I would like that. I'm out.
Yeah, instant transmission's pretty good.
I think I'll go to Thailand.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
I think I would want everything Bulma has, except for Vegeta. I kind of have my own Vegeta at home, seriously. But she's got all the money in the world. She's got the brilliance, the genius. Like, imagine being able to have like little capsules that you just throw out and you're like, you know what? No hotel? I got it.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm already tall, so I don't need to be taller like Frieza. So, sorry, Frieza. Oh my gosh, I don't know. My money's pretty good, I guess. Instant transmission's also pretty. You're taking all my answers. What the hell? Yeah, time control. That would be good too. Chaos control. That. World peace. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. I guess.
I don't know.
I want to voice cartoons. Tons of cartoons.
You want to be a cartoon?
I want to be a cartoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, please, clap. Yay, cartoons!
Cartoon.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No traffic ever.
Justin already said that.
Justin already said that.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer, but he said it. Oh, try again.
Justin already said that, dum-dum.
What can you expect from monkeys? What?
Wouldn't it be crazy to wish for actually be Goku, but then when I do, I'm flesh and blood, but my eyes are giant, like I'm cartoony, like I'm a cartoon flesh and blood Goku. So I go, yeah, I wish I was actually Goku, and they go, your wish is granted, and all of a sudden my eyes get giant, my spiky hair, I'm ripped, and I walk around, they go, that guy's a cartoon, like I'm a total cartoon.
That hair.
I break everything where I go.
We never lose you.
Yeah.
There's his hair.
Thank you for the question.
Good question.
Wouldn't it be crazy to wish the ability to grow sense of beans?
It's true.
Sell them.
Good question. Thank you very much.
Sell them to hospitals. Sell sense of beans to hospitals.
Jeremiah, and I love Dragon Ball. Like, really.
Thank you.
And I love all the casts. Members.
Thank you.
This question's for Sean. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No, you're not.
Why do you favor the Saiyans?
I'm sorry, Frieza.
You should be.
Between Battle of Gods, when you were screaming, I will not let you destroy my world, or when you were first turning Super Saiyan 3, which one hurt your voice way more?
Oh, well, by the time I did I Will Not Let You Destroy My World, I had a lot more hours under my belt and a little more control over my voice. What was the other one? The
When you first turned Super Saiyan 3 in the Majin Buu saga.
Are you talking about Super Saiyan 3?
Yeah.
Now that was a tricky scene because what I did is I asked the director if I could make it, since the animation looks like he's screaming constantly, I said, can we just make this one giant long scream? So I said, can we just scream to a point and then I'll scream at the tail end at the same pitch and then I'll scream longer and louder and we'll stitch it together in one giant long ass scream, right? So I can't scream that long, obviously. I don't have that kind of lung capacity, but that was really, that's not really a fair comparison because I did other screams. It was probably, I Will Not Let You Destroy My World was probably harder. It was probably a little more difficult because I had little breaks. I stitched that together over like 10 or 15 minutes and then they checked it before we moved on and then they mixed it further. But I'm doing all those screams. I'm just screaming as long as I can and then adding another one so that it looks like Goku just can scream forever, which I thought would have a cool emotional impact, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were screaming the whole time.
No, I was, but I was only doing it, I was letting them piece it together because I can't hold my breath for that long. But I did all those. There was no digital replication. It was me doing all of them pieced together, yeah. But I Will Not Let You Destroy My World was more crazy and intense. And I did, by the way, on that particular scene, when they were videoing me, the rest of it, I go, well, I destroy my world, yeah, that was it. All the rest of that wasn't in the script. Punching the rocks, all that, I just kept going. I don't care, right? And then they stopped it and they go, oh, we're gonna keep the rest of it. I go, that wasn't in the script. They go, it's okay, we're gonna keep it. It's awesome. I'm like, okay, great. And then here we are, so
Thank you.
I'm lucky, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have time for about maybe one more question at least, maybe two, so maybe three, we'll see. All right, hello friend, who's your question?
So the question, sorry. what's a moment or line in the show that always makes you laugh?
Why so blue, Green Man?
Well, that was the new one we did, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's, check out my perfect form. It's perfect.
You know, we like to be silly sometimes.
I think you ad-libbed that too. Oh God, I don't know. I would just go back to monkeys all the time. So funny. Just like the variations of like, oh, this primate simian apish bastard monkey man, God monkey.
I couldn't hear you on the monitor very well. What'd you say? Wait, I'm sorry, David.
I called you a monkey.
Oh, well, that's because I am
Monkey.
one. Well, I used to be till he took off my tail.
Oh God, there was one I did in the game for Sparking. It was like talking about, oh, I'll play at the petting zoo for a few minutes because it was like fighting Bergamo. And he's just a wolf, and I just love like the jabs he has at all the guys.
I think mine would have to be some of Sabbath's lines from Super, because he had the benefit of being the last to record always.
He usually is.
Yeah, so some of his lines like, yeah, let's go talk to Yamcha, or okay, babe, all the stuff that he would add in, I'm like, dang it, I wish I had gotten in earlier so that I could play too, man.
I love any moment with the great Saiyaman.
Me too.
And, you know, he is the world's best superhero, and he's not in the movie called Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Yeah,
what is up with that? I don't get it.
Hold your fire!
You guys can fill in the blanks.
That's it. That's all we need to know.
What else?
That's it.
And
That was a mouth flap issue, apparently. They could not find anything else that would fit, so they just went with what was in the script. And that was what was in the script, correct? You don't have to say anything, but that's okay. I'm just trying to protect Garrett. Also trying to help him win a contest. It's a long story. It's a long story. We'll talk about our table.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Oh, do I
guys.
have one? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anytime Goku's being a dipshit, it's funny to me. Like, anytime there's a Goku King Kai moment, anytime it's like, you know, Goku. I remember one time. Well, there's several really funny moments. I snuck in the Head Chala song in Dragon Ball Super, and then there's that one time where Goku and Krillin are obviously going to get weed for Baba in Dragon Ball Super. It's so obvious. And then there was a time where I made King Kai do the Nokia ringer. And that's in the show. I got permission on that one from my producer down at the end there. I'm trying to think of there's one other moment where anytime when Goku teleports into Bulma's room because he's sick and he has a disease that makes him instant transmit where he shouldn't be, etc. That was funny.
I love when you're like, what's repugnant mean?
Oh, yeah. Repugnant. That line in the movie was great.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
funny.
great.
Anytime you're like,
Script,
what's this big word?
The moment where Goku Kool-Aid Mans himself into the house and says, Krillin did what? I'm like,
Oh, but you mean Vegeta's doing what when he goes through the wall?
Yeah.
That is a great moment because he overhears he overhears Bulma and Chi-Chi talking about where they are.
Yeah.
He finds out Vegeta's on the planet training with Whis, and I thought, that is a Kool-Aid moment. I'm going to overdo that vocal. So I went, Vegeta's doing what? And I did it as big as I could because he's punching through the wall really super big.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's totally Kool-Aid.
Yep.
One of my favorite moments. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the question. Just looking at the time, that might have been the last question. Hold on. I see. All right, this will be the last question because we're short on time. All right. Hello, friend.
Hi, I'm Pear. This is another question for everyone. I wanted to know, aside from any of the characters you've voiced, what is your favorite Dragon Ball character?
I've been a huge Piccolo fan for years. And when the movie came out, I was real excited. I have a 2002 autographed Piccolo action figure from Christopher Sabat that he gave me as a gift before I moved to New York in 2002, and I still have it on a shelf. It was one of the nicest things he's ever given me. And so when the superhero movie came out, I was pretty thrilled to see Piccolo get some upgrades as well as Gohan. So I thought that was really great.
Mr. Satan for me, just because Rager is so ridiculous.
You know what? You're making me want to change my answer, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Cell, blah, 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 blah.
His voice just cracks me up, period.
It's so funny. Honestly, yours sells pretty great. I gotta say. Well, especially when you're calling everybody a dum-dum, man. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. And King Kai, I think all the Kais, like King Kai, West Kai, South Kai.
Oh, well, King Kai, West Kai have banter.
Y'all are
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I like that. What was it? The Otherworld tournament or whatever you did? That was funny.
I can't
I've always
choose
been
between the
average
two, but I love the addition of Beerus and Whis.
Yes.
I like that.
All right, that is officially time. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
One last thing. Can you remind the people who you are and where they can find you this weekend?
I'm Sean. I'll be at the booth at my table, which I don't know where it is, but it's next to Frieza
Somewhere.
and next to
I
Vegeta.
think we're all in the same kind
We're
of...
in the same
Find them
building.
all in the autograph area.
We're
They're
in
going to
the
be there
same
tomorrow.
vicinity.
They're going to be back at their table, I'm sure, after this. Yeah. So go say hi to them. They are amazing people. So
Thank you, guys.
Give another round of applause for our friends up here.
Thank you for coming.